You're scrolling through old photos at 2 a.m. Your chest hurts, not metaphorically, actually hurts. Like someone is pressing a fist into your sternum and twisting. You tell yourself it's just sadness. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a breakup and a broken bone. That sentence sounds like an exaggeration. It isn't. Somewhere behind your forehead, in a fold of tissue called the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, your brain is running the exact same alarm system for emotional rejection that it runs for physical injury. Same circuitry, same chemical signals, same urgent screaming priority. When you say heartbreak hurts, you are not speaking in metaphor. You are reporting a medical fact. Why would evolution build it this way? Why would losing a person feel like losing a limb? To understand that, you have to go back, not to your last relationship, not even to your parents' relationships. You have to go back hundreds of thousands of years, to a time when being alone wasn't an inconvenience. It was a death sentence. Picture an early human, alone on the savannah. No tribe, no partner, no one watching their back while they sleep. A lion doesn't care how clever that human is. A lion only cares that the human is unprotected. For most of human history, social bonds weren't a nice to have. They were the only thing standing between you and being eaten, starved, or left to die from a wound no one helped you treat. So your ancestors needed a warning system, something fast, something impossible to ignore, something that would make separation feel unbearable enough to fix immediately. The same way a burn makes you yank your hand off a stove before you've even consciously decided to. That warning system became pain. Not sadness, pain. The psychologist Naomi Eisenberger spent years studying exactly this overlap. Working out of UCLA, she and her colleagues scanned the brains of people while they experienced social rejection, and compared those scans to brains experiencing physical injury. The overlap wasn't subtle. The same regions lit up. Your brain, it turns out, repurposed an ancient injury detection system and pointed it at something completely different: the threat of losing connection. Think about what that means for a second. Evolution didn't invent a brand new feeling called heartbreak. It hijacked an existing one. It took the alarm built for broken bones and torn skin and wired it straight into your relationships. There's a reason this matters so much. Pain is not subtle. Pain demands action. You don't ignore pain. You don't shrug off pain and go about your day. Pain interrupts everything until you fix the problem. And for a species that survives only in groups, abandonment had to feel exactly that urgent. Anything less, and your ancestors might have wandered off, shrugged, and quietly died alone. So the ache in your chest after a breakup isn't a malfunction. It's a feature working exactly as designed, just centuries too late for the world it was built for. Here's where it gets stranger. Researcher Ethan Cross ran a study where he had recently heartbroken participants look at photos of their ex while lying in a brain scanner. At the same time, he applied physical heat to their arms, calibrated to feel uncomfortable but not damaging. What he found was unsettling. Viewing the photo of rejection activated the same neural regions as the physical heat. Two completely different experiences, one emotional, one physical. The brain barely distinguished between them. This is why heartbreak doesn't stay in your head. It moves into your body, your appetite changes, your sleep falls apart, your chest tightens. You're not imagining a physical symptom from an emotional cause. You're experiencing the same system, the same circuitry, simply triggered by a different kind of threat. And threat is the right word. Because to your ancient brain, losing a partner doesn't register as "this didn't work out." It registers as something closer to "the protection is gone. The safety net is gone. You are now exposed." That's why breakups don't just make you sad. They make you anxious, hypervigilant, unable to concentrate. You check your phone obsessively, not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is doing exactly what it evolved to do during separation from your social group. Scanning for any sign that the bond might be repaired, because repair used to mean survival. So why does this still happen now, when no breakup actually leaves you exposed to lions? This is the evolutionary mismatch at the center of almost everything that feels broken about modern emotional pain. Your environment changed in the blink of an evolutionary eye. Cities, apartments, food delivery, social safety nets. None of that existed long enough ago to update the ancient software running in your skull. Your body still behaves as though losing a partner means losing your only protection against the wilderness. The wilderness is mostly gone. The alarm system never got the memo. There's a researcher named John Cacioppo who spent much of his career studying loneliness, not as a feeling, but as a biological state. His work showed that chronic social disconnection doesn't just feel bad. It raises inflammation. It disrupts sleep. It alters immune function in ways comparable to physical risk factors like smoking or obesity. Isolation isn't simply unpleasant to your ancestors. It was, in measurable biological terms, dangerous, and your body still treats it that way. This is the twist most people never expect. You assume heartbreak is just emotional, but your body is running a threat detection program written for a world with predators, scarcity, and zero backup plan if your tribe abandoned you. When a relationship ends today, that ancient program doesn't know the difference between losing a partner and losing your entire support system in a hostile environment. As far as your nervous system is concerned, both are the same emergency. That explains something else too. Why distraction barely works during heartbreak. Why willpower alone can't talk you out of obsessively replaying the relationship. You're not fighting a thought. You're fighting an alarm system that has been refined over hundreds of thousands of years to prioritize itself above almost anything else you're trying to focus on. It also explains why time, not logic, is usually what heals it. Pain responds to processing, not arguments. You can't reason your way out of a broken bone level alarm any faster than you can reason your way out of an actual broken bone. You have to let the signal run its course while your body slowly recalibrates and confirms again and again that you are in fact safe now. Knowing this doesn't erase the ache, but it does something else. It reframes what you're feeling. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not failing to get over it fast enough. You are running one of the oldest survival programs your species has, the same one that once kept your ancestors close enough to their group to make it through the night. So the next time your chest tightens over someone who's gone, remember what's actually happening underneath. It isn't poetry. It isn't weakness. It's a few 100,000 years of evolution still trying, in its own clumsy and outdated way, to keep you alive by keeping you connected. You're scrolling through old photos at 2 a.m. Your chest still hurts, but now you know the real answer isn't strange at all. It's just very, very old.